That wouldn't do any good. While we're waiting for players to come back on the field, I want to remind you about uspolo.org. That's where you go if you really want to know way more than what we're showing you here about this game today, because this is at the highest level, but the majority of people who play this game can come in at the entry level and you can get a horse or two. You don't even have to have a horse to get started. You can take lessons. It's a great opportunity to go out and join a club, go to a game. In fact, you can attend a game right in your neighborhood. We got 200 polo tournaments across the country. And they're affiliated with the Polo Association. If you want to just go out and watch, go to uspolo.org. They've got a website there. You can find out about the rules. You can find out where the clubs are in your neighborhood. There's a lot of ways you can join and become a handicap player if you want, which basically means they review your ability and you can go right up through the ranks. You can start at -2 when you're taking lessons. And you get to 0, you're a pretty darn good player at this level. And we're privileged today to see so many of the best polo players in the game playing here at International Polo Club Palm Beach. Joining us now as everybody finishes up doing the divot stomp is Mark Gansey. And Mark, you've been here, you've done that. You almost made it this year. You had a team that was very competitive at a lot of different levels going way back to January.
Yeah, we had some tough luck. We ran into a very talented four-man team in the quarters, and a little bit of bad luck. The team owner couldn't play that day, and ran into a very talented young kid on the field. So that happens, and we've been really fortunate, Ron. You know, being here, getting to this day takes a lot of effort, you know, and it takes a lot of planning. And both these teams are great teams, and I think we're seeing a very good final.
And in predictions at this point, very impressed with Mike Azzaro. I mean, the guy is really on fire out there today.
You know, we talk about it on our team. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck of the champion. And you look, Juan Martinez on a run by himself, going to score a very easy goal to go up by 2, and ball hits square into a divot and goes nowhere. And a couple of bounces here or there, and Zaccaras now feels like they're in control of the game. And you need, in a final like this, you need luck. Last year, Lechuza scored 2 goals on us from over 120 yards out. And this year, those shots are not falling for them. And everything seems to be falling for Zaccaras. So you need, it's a game of momentum, Ron. You know, you get to the final, and it's anyone's game. Because to get here takes incredible horsepower, incredible organization, and both these teams have that. They have the horsepower, they have the players, they have the organization, and then it just comes down to the day, you know, which team is playing looser, and right now I see Zaccaras playing really loose. They have a lot of space, and in the third you began to see Lechuza pressing, taking shots they normally don't take, missing goals they usually make. This goal down here at the end is a goal Juan Martin makes every day. It's a goal certainly he made last year in the final. But those are the things you think about when you're on the field. You know, am I going to get the momentum? Am I not going to get the momentum? Right now, you have to think that Zaccaras has a ton of momentum right now.
Earlier in the half, we were talking about how much great polo there is in South Florida with over 50 fields down here, and certainly you're part of the success of that. It's almost year-round now because of you and Melissa's commitment to your Grand Champions effort.
Yeah, I mean, it's really important that we keep Americans, you know, playing here in May, September, October, November. there's such great facilities here, Ron. I don't think you can beat the facilities here anywhere. No indifference to California, New York, or Houston, or Aiken. But you've got more pros that call Florida their home than anywhere else in the United States. So if we're ever going to get American polo going in the right direction for these young kids, you see these kids that are 15, 16, 17 years old, we have to recreate what Argentina has in Pilar, which is in the off-season, those kids that are coming up 15, 16, 17 years old, they're playing practices with the best Argentine pros in the world, whether it's Sapo or whether it's the Merloses or whether it's the Pierreses. If we can get our young kids in the off-season playing with pros like Nick Roldan, Chris Campson, Jeff Hall, Julio Arellano, or Mike Azzaro, getting our best American pros to stay home, play here, and create a system where we can bring these young kids from 2 goals to 3 goals to 4 goals. We can compete on not a level footing, but at least we start. We start moving in the right direction, and it takes everyone's effort. It takes the team owners. It takes the our best American pros have to be a part of this. The USBA has to be a part of it. The PTF has to be a part of it. If our goal is to create a competitive organization, the USBA as an organization, if we want to be competitive on an international scale, we all have to be in this together. It requires a major investment because what countries like Argentina and certainly what Brazil is now doing, it's very difficult to replicate that. So we have to be creative and we have to come together as a sport to create opportunities for our young players.
Mark Gansey, thank you very much for stopping by, and good luck to you in the coming year. I know you'll be playing a lot of polo all over the place.
Looking forward for a little R&R. I think I'm going to go do some tarpon fishing next week, Ron.
All right. Thank you. Mark Gansey, ladies and gentlemen, from the Grand Champions Polo Club, and a guy who, along with his wife, has entered some very, very competitive teams with Piaget and Audi as well. And they've really, really made a difference in polo here because it's pretty much 9-10 months a year now in South Florida. Again, a reminder, go to uspolo.org. That's the place where you can find out about how this is played. Chuck Weavers, thanks for stopping by. A great game going today here.
Fantastic game, and I know everybody across the country is excited about Mike Azzaro having the game he's having. What an exciting game for him.
Well, he's an American guy. We've got to give him a lot of kudos for that.
Well, this crowd here likes him, that's for sure.
Chuck, thank you very much, and good luck to everything you've been doing for the association.
I'm anxious to find out what kind of coverage or what kind of numbers we're getting out there. So after the game, I'll catch you, and hopefully we got a lot of people watching this game.
Well, I know my mom's watching, so there's one.
Listen to you. Thank you, buddy.
All right, Chuck Weaver from the United States Polo Association. Players are back on the field. It is 5-4 in favor of Lechuza Caracas. We're going to start the 4th chukker, and we're going to bring Tony Capola back in here with his great play-by-play for you. Tony.
And Zakara will start off with a knock-in on the south end of the field. Mike Azzaro on the gray pony brings that ball back out. Second half underway. Mike Azzaro taps the ball now, leaves it behind for Facundo Pierres. Facundo Pierres takes it to the center. Facundo gets past Obregon. Facundo Pierres holding on to the play. Facundo Pierres now decides to run it down the right-hand side. Facundo slows down, goes to the left. Facundo Pierres still maintains possession. Cassette breaks up the play. Following up on the attack will be Magula Prida. No, that's Lyndon Lee. Lyndon Lee's shot sent back, coming in. Facundo Pierres, but we do have a whistle. Umpire's whistle stops the action. Let's see what the officials decide. Looks like they're placing the ball down for a penalty 5 in favor of La Lechuza Caracas in the white. Juan Martin Nero on the white horse will take the penalty 5. Nero uncorks the pass to his number 2, Cassette. Sapo Cassette goes to the ball. Mike Azzaro's there. Cassette turns back, across the center. Cassette. Sapo brings it to the boards. Sapo shot against the pony, kicked by the horse, and it's off the playing field. So umpire Schwetz will line him up for the bowl-in. Chukker number 4, the finals of the 2012 Nespresso United States Polo Association's Open Championship. Umpire Schwetz blows the whistle, says, back up, guys. Give me a little room. I'll give you the ball when you're ready. And he does. Out the back door, Nero. Nero fires a drive. It's a score. Juan Martin Nero from about 90 yards out ties the score at 5-all.
How about that one, Dale? He really laid the wood into that thing.
Well, we saw earlier in the first half, we saw him miss a couple of those very close, but a guy like that doesn't lose confidence, and that baby was right down the middle, and we'll see more of that in the second half from him, I think, Ron.
Nero, first one there, backhander downfield. Victor Vargas muscles his way forward. Victor Vargas comes up with the ball. Vargas, and he's whistled. Mounted officials stop the clock, 5:16. They'll pick up the ball and place it down. Penalty 5. Where the penalty occurred in favor of Zakara. All right. Mike Azaro is shot downfield. Juan Martin Nero decides to turn, and the umpires say no way. They blow the whistle, they point south, and they'll put that ball on the...
Here it is, Dale. What do you think?
Yeah, unfortunately, as you can see right at the tail end of the play there, that the black number 3 came through, and he was close enough that he just couldn't turn that ball. He had to either take it forward or back it. And that penalty number 4, it looks like, no, actually a penalty number 3, they're going to get an open goal for.
And probably one of the best rule changes they've made in a long time.
I couldn't agree more, Ron. This is the beauty of this sport, is to watch an open, running, passing game. And my hat's off to the United States Polo Association for adapting rules that force these players to hit the ball and keep this game moving. It's a beautiful, beautiful sport under those circumstances.
All right, here's Tony.
They can defend, but they may not come from within the goal mouth. So if you'll watch the back line, probably keep your eye on, Cassette in the royal blue helmet to the left of the goal mouth. That ball is high in the air, well out of the reach. Very undefendable. And it's through for the score. Zakara takes the lead, 6-5. That is Facundo Pieta's third goal of the day. First from the penalty line. It's now 6-5 in favor of Zakara. Umpire gives him back the ball. First one there. It's Nero with a near side shot downfield. Mike Azaro will defend for Zakara. Nicely back ball over to Laprida. Laprida's bumped out of the play by Cassette. Cassette's pass looking for Obregon. Obregon turns to the line. Obregon ridden off by Piedes. Obregon leaves the ball behind. Laprida gets in on the action. Laprida with a backhander. Nero will get there first to defend. Nero's back shot negated here by Piedes as Cassette sends the pass to Nero. Nero puts a pass downfield. Nero ridden wide by Laprida. Coming in to defend, it's Piedes. Piedes carries the ball forward. Facundo Piedes, cross field. Facundo Piedes. Facundo still has the ball. He's bumped, though, by Cassette. Short backhander, well placed over to Mike Azaro. Mike Azaro reads the play. Mike Azaro slows down. Mike Azaro fakes the shot and leaves it now for Piedes. Piedes avoids the hook from Cassette. Piedes ridden wide by Cassette. Mike Azaro on the outside. It's Piedes downfield. Obregon turns it back. Obregon shot across the center. Lyndon Lee comes in, but Nero has the ball at the end of his mallet. Juan Martin Nero. Nero uncorks a bomb. His shot will be wide to the left. Over the back line. No score. It stands 6-5. Zakara will have the knock in. All right, here we go. The ball is on the back line. Penalty shot to be taken by Zakara. No one's there to take it. Will we have delay of game? No, there's timeout. 2:45. We've got a man off. Umpire's timeout on the field. Clock is stopped. 2:45. Mike Azzaro lost his stirrup, and he's acting like he might have pulled his groin muscle. Mike Azzaro is limping. He lost or broken his stirrup. And he looks like he might have hurt his groin muscle. We've got timeout on the field, 2:45. The score 6-5. Finals of the 2012 Nespresso U.S. Open Polo Championship. By the way, we've got a panel of judges here. Judging.
We do. We've got a panel of judges that's going to pick the best playing pony, and another group that's going to pick the MVP. So see if you can guess which of these fine thoroughbred horses. I think they're giving Mike a hand. He's back on his horse. Might be the best playing pony. Speaking of Mike, Tony, he's won 5 U.S. Opens.
That's right. That's right. He's won multiple U.S. Opens. The only player on the field who's won multiple U.S. Opens. I think we know that Sapo and Juan Martin Nero and Victor Vargas have won one each.
That's
and
right.
I think Facundo won one as well, right?
Who's that?
Facundo Pierres. Didn't he win it once with Audi?
Yeah. With Audi 2
but,
years ago.
But Mike is a multiple winner, like 5 times, I think. You might be right.
He's kind of the old man out there, Tony. Remember in San Antonio when he was a kid?
That's right. All right. And speaking of the old man, he's taking the knock-in. Mike Azzaro brings it back into play. Mike Azzaro from Floresville, Texas, sends a screamer downfield right to Facundo Pierres. Pinpoint pass. Facundo runs it down the right-hand side. Facundo Pierres trying to get around Sapo Cassette. Sapo's backhander off the playing field. And the clock keeps winding down, about 2:18. Zakara holds on to that 1-goal lead. Umpire lines him up, gives him back the ball. Who's going to get there first? It's Mike Azzaro running to goal. He scored 3 times before. Looking for his 4th. Mike Azzaro. Mike Azzaro leads all scorers today with 4 goals. Mike Azzaro.
Dale, we got to give this guy MVP. I know the game's not over, but he's really turning it on.
You'd have to do a lot wrong to not get MVP at this point in time. And as they may have heard, Mike's a 5-time U.S. Open winner. He knows how to play polo at this level and in a match of this magnitude, and he is on today.
Azzaro leading all scorers thus far from the number 4 position. The ball back on the ground. Obregon leaves it for Cassette. Cassette taps it, now backs it across field. Azzaro with a backhander. Nice defensive play. Passing to Pierres. Pierres trying to get around Cassette. Cassette leans hard, but Pierres still has the ball. Picks it out of the air. Look at this shot. It's got eyes. It's right there. It's put on through by... Who is that? Magula Prida.
Dale, what a goal. Amazing hand-eye coordination goal in the corner, and then great follow-up from Magoo.
Well, you're seeing one of the best in his individual talent in Facundo Pierres, and then the team play for his teammate to recognize what he was going to do with the ball and be there and be ready. It was a score and just a beautiful, beautiful display of this game.
Lines him up, gives him back the ball, just a matter of seconds. Out of the pack, it's Nero. Nero with a man in his hip, it's Azzaro. The ball turned around, Pierres. First one back to the ball will be Victor Vargas. Vargas electing to turn. Vargas gets it turned. Vargas, he'll be challenged now by Pierres. Vargas has the ball. Vargas going forward. Can he beat that ball to the boards? The ball hits the boards and land. Chucker number 4. The score, Zakara 8, La Lechuza Caracas 5.
Zakara with a hot chucker there. Want to take a break real quick and give you a little bit of a tour of this International Polo Club. Those of you watching, you've seen the field. You've seen the thousands of people that are packed in here for the Open. Let's talk to the general manager, the guy that makes all this happen. His name is John Wash. John, tell us about, we know about how great the polo facility is here, but there's a lot more going on for members.
You know, absolutely. International Polo Club's a place to be, especially during the polo season, but all year long. I mean, we're a private club. We've got 2 first-class restaurants, spa facilities, swimming pool, tennis courts, croquet, you name it, it's here. So if you're looking for something to do, International Polo Club is a place you can call home.
Because the U.S. Open is over with, it's going to be business as usual for you in running the rest of the facility year-round.
Absolutely. We spend the summer getting ready for next year, but the facilities here, we're open. The chefs are on the property. The masseuses are here in the spa. So come on out and join us.
We are back, ready to go with chucker number 5, 8-5 in favor of Zakara. Dale, this is quite a ball game. I wouldn't give up on Lechuza yet.
No, you can't. You really can't, because even though there's a 3-goal spread right now, there's 2 full chuckers to play, and anything can still happen. They have the teamwork and the horse flesh to pull this thing out. Right now, Zakara is hitting on all cylinders. They'll have to keep doing so if they're going to win this game, and it ought to be a great last 2 periods.
Fabulous 5th chucker. La Lechuza Caracas trail by 3. The ball's in play. And the first one there, Obregon controls the ball and passes over to Nero. Nero keeps the ball. He's fighting hard with Laprida. Nero's shot carries towards goal. It's backed out of there nicely by Laprida. Coming towards goal, it's Nero and Piedez. The ball carried across by Laprida over to Piedez. Facundo Piedez slowing it down behind the player. It's Magula Prida now to leave it to Piedez. Facundo Piedez. Facu takes that ball in the air. Facundo Piedez, nice. Oh, what a pick out of the air. Facundo, what an eye. Facundo Piedez bumping Nero, still pushing the ball on the near side. Facundo Piedez. Beautiful ball control. Nero has stolen it. 2 players collide. And coming in, Laprida's back shot, deflected to the side by Cassette. Sapo Cassette with a backhander. Who's going to get to the ball first? It looks like it's Mike Azzaro to take it down the sideline. Mike Azzaro, his shot towards the goal. Coming back to the ball will be Sapo Cassette. Cassette still has the play. Cassette comes out in the open, but we do have a tweeter on that play. 2 mounted officials bring the ball up to the center of the field in favor of La Lechuza Caracas. Clock is stopped, 6:01. La Lechuza Caracas will have the penalty shot. They trail by 3. The ball set down on the center line. All righty. Juan Martin Nero will take the free hit for La Lechuza Caracas. Players riding for position here. Nero has the ball. Cassette rides out Piedras. Now Nero sends a strong hit downfield. Coming onto the line, Cassette meets the play. And going for the ball will be Lyndon Lee. Lyndon Lee takes the ball to the boards. Lyndon Lee leaves it at the sideboards. Oh no, Lyndon Lee's got it again. The ball backed up. Coming in, Obregon and Laprida. Laprida's backhander downfield. To take the ball will be Neto. Juan Martin Neto turns back towards goal. Neto getting away from Mike Azzaro. Mike Azzaro puts some pressure on. Neto, Azzaro hooks them out of Nero. Cassette takes the loose ball. Cassette trying to get past the defending player, Piedras. Cassette gets past Piedras. Cassette, Sapo shoots. Sapo, Cassette.